Well, good afternoon, folks, and another big hello from Whitebeard's Kitchen. What I'm going to do today is a Goan beef Vindaloo. I'm using the Goan recipe method as best as possible. So let's get started. Here we are, get the top off this. So what I have here is roughly about 7 Kashmiri chilies. I've taken most of the seeds out. I've soaked them in hot water for roughly about 45 minutes. I'll probably put that water aside and use it. So now what goes in, I have half a teaspoon of paprika, teaspoon of coriander seed, teaspoon of cumin seeds, and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Okay, that goes in. I have about 6 cloves, 3 green cardamom pods. I bashed up about half an inch of cassia bark, so that's going in, or cinnamon stick. I have here about 7 good sized garlic cloves. I just roughly chopped them, you don't need to. Obviously it's all going into a blender. No doubt the usual. I'll spill some onto the countertop. Roughly again, about a tablespoon and a half of ginger, again coarsely chopped, you don't need to. And then, hopefully they don't roll off. Roughly about 10 black peppercorns as well, going in. And it was right, some ended up on the countertop. And you can use any type of vinegar, white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, malt vinegar even, ordinary white vinegars. I'm just using red wine vinegar, it's nearest to hand. I'm putting in roughly about 4 tablespoons. And turn on my little machine just to blend this into a coarse but smooth paste, if that makes sense. Okay, blender ready. Okay folks, so this is my little blend of the chilies, etc. So you kind of want roughly this kind of consistency. You want kind of thick. What I have done, you probably see in the back here, obviously you couldn't scrape all of it out from the blender jar, so I put in some of the chili water that I soaked the red chilies in. And I'll use that later just to, when I have to top up the curry with some water and add some water to it. So now what I'm going to do, roughly about, I'm going to say about 225 grams of beef. This is for me, just one person this evening. Nobody else will eat this in the house, that's for sure. So I'm going to take a good tablespoon and a half probably of this paste. And I'm going to marinate the beef for a few hours, possibly, or at least an hour. If you can do this overnight, that's absolutely great. By all means do it. You know, like any marinade, the flavour sinks in quicker. You notice I'm not using my hands this time because I certainly do not want to use my hands with this chilli. I'm just giving it a quick lick on a teaspoon and it is quite spicy, goodness gracious. So I'm just going to leave this now in the fridge. Let it marinate, and when I'm ready to cook, we'll start that process. Well folks, here we are. What I'm going to do now, I have about 3 tablespoons of, actually I'm using coconut oil, you know, any flavourless oil will do. I have half of and I have the heat at kind of medium high. I'm going to add in, just roughly chopped, half a large onion. What I'm going to do is brown that ever so slightly until it's translucent, slightly browned. Just break it up a little bit. This takes maybe about 5, 6, 7 minutes to do, and I'll come back. The onions are cooking nicely. I'm just going to add a teaspoon of salt. A, it will help draw the moisture out, and B, it will also add some taste to the curry itself. Because it's beef pieces, it's going to be quite a wee while, so I don't really need the onions to cook much further through for this part. So what I'm going to add now in is just one medium-sized tomato. I'm just going to eyeball this, so I'm going to say roughly about 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, tomato puree. Right, so just mix it through, just take some of the tartness out of the tomato puree. Just stir that round for a minute or so. So next to go in is the beef. I've let that marinate for roughly about 2 hours. So as I say, overnight, yeah, great, for sure. Minimum, I would say 30 minutes, but at least a few hours anyhow, in my case. So just stir the beef round. As you can see, this large pot looks, the food looks a bit lost. As I say, I'm only cooking for myself this evening, so just to bring the oils and the aromatic flavour from the spices of the marinated beef, I'm just going to add Fenugreek Seeds. And I could have done this at the beginning, probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon just going into this. Probably should have blitzed it with the salad paste, but not to worry. And you don't want to add too much of Fenugreek Seeds. It's stronger than kasuri methi or methi leaves. It can be quite bitter if you put too much in. So I have my pot up to high just at the moment. Just slightly brown the beef and get all those wonderful flavours and spices starting to cook through on it. Okay, so I'm now going to add in the rest of the spice. Probably this would do a very large dish of maybe for about 4 or 5 people, but I'm not going to hang on to it. So there's 3 heaped teaspoons, the remaining paste that I made. So turn this down roughly to medium high, just let it cook through again to bring out these lovely spices. Just cook this through for a few moments. Okay folks, so I can see some of the oil separating. So what I'm going to do now is add a cup of water, and I probably will top it up as it cooks. I'll turn the heat down, probably to medium. So this is the water that I used just to get the remaining bits and bobs from the paste that I made, or the masala paste, I should say. What I might do is add just another taste of water. It means then I can leave this to cook away without having to check it that often. So there we go. Probably that's roughly about 2 cups of water. And just to take some of the tartness away, I will add a teaspoon and a half of sugar. So I have shifted this onto my trusty wok burner that I have, so I'll turn this really down low and let this simmer away, and come back and check it from time to time. Give it a stir, make sure there's nothing sticking. So I'll see you soon. Well folks, this is my beef Vindaloo, I should say Goan Vindaloo. So it's ready. Just now to pop my little rice on for my good self, and then start to munch it and probably burn the face of myself, but really looking forward to it. The smell is absolutely delicious. I could bury my head in it literally. Okay folks, so here we are, my Goan beef Vindaloo. I'm going to taste this and I'll let you know what it's like. Meat's absolutely beautiful. Spices, yes it is spicy, it is a Vindaloo. Really lovely flavour of it. Definitely if you like spicy curry, do have a go at this. I can't wait to sit down and shovel this in my face. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. If you like the video, please do subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and all I'd say, bye for now, rock on to the next time folks.